Hey, happy holidays, y'all. Like 5 people in the entire internet are going to care about this, so I'm sorry for the rest of you, but it is video game related and therefore it goes on this channel. With the help of some friends, a lot of help from friends, um, I have been working on a mod for the game Heavy Rain on the PC. So, the abomination that has been created is a model swapper. If any of you are familiar with Detroit Become Human, you'll know that there is a beautiful model swapper that is available for the game that will cleanly replace any model onto any other model, for the most part, with a few exceptions, and let you basically see scenes in kind of a brand new way. So we wanted to do that with Heavy Rain, but just like everything else about Heavy Rain, it turned out to be a monstrosity. So the model swapper does work, and it is wild. I'm going to use this video to demonstrate how the program works because I am not a master coder and therefore it may be slightly clunky, but this is what you're going to have to deal with. And then I'll show the results and turn it loose. So let's strap in here. Okay, so you should see on my beautiful, beautiful background here, my little model swap file. Oh, let me pop it over here. Okay, don't look at any of this. This file, it'll come zipped, but once you unzip it, this is what you should see. You'll have a folder full of images. You can see all of the little images I used in the program. Feel free to use them for whatever. I'm going to put them into a tier maker and make that tier maker video I was talking about. We also have modelswap.exe. We have modelswap.xlsx. It's not very interesting. You can pop it open if you want. Don't bother. The readme. I suggest reading the readme. I spent a long time on it, and this is a little bit complicated. So this tutorial should give you the basics, but any questions that you have and the full instructions will be in here. So will some of my contact info. Not this YouTube though, for some reason. I might add it in here. But you'll have all of this information in the readme. So what we're going to do is we're just going to model swap. I'm going to do a simple model swap and then I will do a multi-model swap so that you can see how the process works. So the first thing to do is to, as this says, go find, well, unzip the folder, but go find your game data and make a backup. So mine is in my Steam, which I have to go find. Cue edit noise here. Okay, I'm in my main Heavy Rain folder. Just ignore how messy it is. I think that I've got a whole bunch of extra crap in here. I've definitely got extra crap in here. We're in game data. So the file you actually want here is this game data _win.idm. You can see mine was modified earlier tonight because I was testing a swap, so I need to restore from backup. But that will actually kind of give you a good idea of why you would want a backup file. So this is the file that's going to be replaced by the model swapper. So you definitely want to keep a backup copy. You can do that simply by making a copy in this folder. As you can see, I have multiple copies of various files. The game does not have any problem with extra files in this folder. So you can just do whatever you want. You can see I have multiple model swaps already set up back from when I was doing it by hand, so I didn't have to do it over and over again. I have a game data _win.idm. I have made a copy of it already, this one, and then I made a copy of that one, which produced this one. It's very, very easy. I happen to know that all of my original files should be from 1024, as you can see from all of these, so I just know that those are my originals. Okay, so I've located it. I already have a backup. I actually have a second backup right here. So as you can see, there's a million ways to make backups. I already have the backup made, so I can go ahead and start the model swapper. So pop this open here, double click on my model swapper, and it pops in the wrong window, of course. It takes it a moment to pop up, so don't be surprised if it takes a second or two. You'll get the command window screen here. I could probably have disabled it, but I didn't bother, and it actually turns out to be quite useful. So we want to select a path to game data _win. Okay, I've located my file. I'm going to just click on it and hit open, and it will show you the path to it. So it will stretch out the model swapper, but whatever. Now we've got the models. So I have made images of every model that is available in this model swapper so that you can tell what you're going to be replacing. Additionally, if you hover over a model, it should pop a little tooltip that will tell you an example chapter as well as the name of this file. So if I hover over Hassan here, I get Hassan, a white shirt and sweater vest, example chapter, Hassan's shop. Okay, that's great. Hassan's only used in one place, so let's look at Jaden. This is Jaden exterior, coat over his gray suit, example chapter, covered market. Jaden interior, gray suit and tie, example chapter, kickoff meeting. So these will let you know what I'm going to replace. And in fact, I'm going to use Jaden because he's a very, very easy example for a simple swap. So the model that I want is the exterior model of his, because I'm going to replace him in kickoff meeting. That way I can just show you a really simple swap. So we want Jaden exterior, that's the desired model, and we want to replace Jaden interior. It is very easy to mix these up. I did it constantly. My friends did it when testing it. It just happens. So make sure to pay careful attention, and as I have in the troubleshooting in the readme, chances are this is your problem if you have a swap that doesn't work. Okay, so we're going to hit swap. Now, if you have your command window up, you'll notice that it actually shows you the two options that you picked in order. This, if you're me, really helps in remembering what you've done, especially if you are the type to just click stuff and then hit swap and not pay attention. So this will give you a record of what you've done. Okay, so I could continue from here and make multiple swaps, but right now I have my swap finished and I'm just doing this single swap. So let's go ahead and try it out. You don't have to close the Modelswapper, but I'm going to. And you'll notice here that in the Modelswap folder, you have a new file called gamedata_win swap.idm. This is our modified IDM file. Basically, we were reading in that IDM file, making a copy of it in memory, modifying stuff, and then writing it out to this file. That way, if you forgot to make your backup first, your IDM is still safe. But I don't care, I have a million backups, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into my folder where all of the game data is. Now I'm going to delete my IDM, and I'm going to rename swap to just game data win IDM. So this is now my new IDM file. I can tell this is the correct file because it has the correct date and time. This is the easiest way to know if you're working with a swapped file or one of your originals. So that done, we should be able to load up Heavy Rain and see the model swap. Let's pop this open here. Now, things that could go wrong with this, it could just not swap, or in worst case scenario, it could crash the game. It should never do anything worse than crashing the game. And replacing your IDM file should make it work just fine, so there's not too much worry about this. That said, it is use at your own risk. I take no responsibility for if you manage to explode your computer. Okay, let's go to kickoff meeting. With any luck, this won't be embarrassing, and it will load up with Jaden in his coat instead of his interior model. You can see actually on the loading screen here that he's wearing his coat. His normal loading screen is his interior model. So if you replace one of the loading screen models, you will see the change on the loading screen. Here we go. So we have Jaden in his exterior coat in place of his interior coat. Very exciting. Okay, let's do something a little more complicated with kickoff meeting. Because there are so many characters in kickoff meeting and it loads in so quickly without a whole lot of fanfare, it is the perfect example for a multi-model swap. We are going to create the worst meeting ever. Let's delete our file and start over with a fresh IDM. If I could just stop clicking it for 2 seconds. Okay, deleting, and I'm going to restore from a backup. I do this just by copying again, but you can do this in any way that you want that remains, or that leaves you with a clean copy of the file, both in backup and in your folder. All right, we're good to go. I'm going to pop open the Modelswapper again. Okay, we're going ahead. I'm just selecting the IDM again. So I'm just doing exactly the same process I did at the beginning. Sorry, I went through that a little quick, but I just browsed to the install folder and grabbed the IDM. So let's do something funny. We have Jaden interior leading kickoff meeting. So let's go ahead and make sure that he's going to be replaced. Jaden interior will be replaced. This is the model to be replaced. So the model I want, let's do something awful. Now, you will see the horror that is model swapping. It does not work nicely unless you swap the same character. So you'll see the nightmare that is this mess. Let's have Ethan be in charge. Ethan in jail will be leading the kickoff meeting. All right, we've got Ethan in jail in place of Jaden interior. So that works. That's a single model swap. If you would like to make additional model swaps, we have one new step. We have to browse, and we have to go find the output file. This will be in the folder that your model swapper is in. So for me, this is on the desktop. Okay, so this is my game data underscore win swap. Just from before, you can see I just made this modification. So I've selected this file now. Now, once I've selected this file, I can make as many swaps as I want without having to change files. So it's only that first swap. After that first swap, you'll have to change your file. This is because of the way that the program reads in the data and reads it out. I didn't want to overwrite your main IDM file over and over. That's why we have this output. However, rewriting this output is not a big deal because if something went terribly wrong, you could just delete it and start over. All right, so we already have Ethan replacing Jaden. Let's see, we need to replace Blake interior. Let's make him Brad Silver. All right, now we need to replace Ash interior. How about, how about the origami killer? All right, and the last person present at kickoff meeting is Perry. I probably should put his first initial in there because I know it, but you know, too bad. Let's do something really cursed and just make him like Sean or something. Okay, and before you ask, yes, you can make people the baby, and it is very funny. Okay, we've made multiple swaps. This should work. If it doesn't work for you, chances are you forgot to switch to the swap or something else just weird went wrong. It happens every once in a while. If something goes wrong, it's always worth it to just restore your backup and try again. But this should work. All right, we're going to take the newly modified file and replace our IDM once more. All right, let's load up Heavy Rain. Now, while this is loading up, I will also say that I am working on a free camera. I have never made a free camera. However, there is a absolutely fantastic tutorial online for making one. It is a process, and in a game like Heavy Rain, where you have such a complicated camera, it is even more of a process. However, I am making progress on it. On my second channel, Tesseract Heart 2, you can see clips from my modding progression. So I will hopefully have a free cam in the next few months, I hope. And then combined with model swapping, hopefully it breathes a little bit of life into the modding community. Oh my god, okay, yes. So the model swap worked, at least the first one. Let's see what monstrosities await us. All right, there's Ethan. Okay, cool. We got Brad Silver, and we got the origami killer, and we got Sean with his head in his body. So this is what happens. Look at that. This is what happens. Hilarity. Hilarity and nightmares. So if you swap a character with their own outfit, it works great for obvious reasons. If you swap a character with any other character, oh look, Ethan looked normal for a minute. Terrible, terrible things happen. However, characters will briefly sometimes look normal. So if you'd like to take screen caps, you should probably make a video and then freeze frame through it. You may also have to use a lot of Ethan Winters framing, as in don't show their faces. However, that is it. That is how the model swapping works. Hopefully you get the hang of it. If you have any trouble with it, read through the README. I have a whole lot of troubleshooting and a whole lot of information, but if you still have problems, please feel free to contact me anywhere that is listed in the README or, you know, in the comments of this video. So I will try to help out. I can't guarantee I will respond very, very quickly, but I will do my best. Oh look, Ethan looks normal again. Meanwhile, Blake went into the sun, where he belongs. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out with this nightmarish image in front of you. And I hope you all enjoy. The download link will be in the description. Thanks for watching.